So like Brandon said, that was the clearing. We did that as part of a project with the Anchor Collective. They're out of a church plant down in Weston. It's actually on iTunes, so if you want to check that out, you can. I'm going to do another piece now. It's called Bonsai, and it's about, I wrote it out of a period of just like a tough stretch, and some self-loathing involved. But I think some of the best lessons are learned out of some of the hardest times, and some of the best lessons are taught out of the hardest times. So instead of just talking about self-loathing, I'd like to talk about political correctness. People don't like to hear about self-loathing. People don't like to hear, oh, I hate myself. There's a line actually for one of Brandon's pieces. It's abstinence, or it's condoms are the new abstinence. Yeah, go check him out, he's dope. No, seriously. But I got to thinking, I was like, condoms are the new abstinence. Political correctness is the new racism. Like, you can spray Febreze on a turd, it's still a turd. It just smells good. So, this has to do with that. It's called Bonsai. This might not be politically correct. And I suppose the society's bulwarks are self-help books then. The question of which ruin is more architecturally sound is more a matter of preference and semantics than any actual fact. Your pile of rubble or my heap of ashes. It's the dust that most of you agree I should just leave in the corner. The bones you insist I should leave buried, even though they're still bothered, full of marrow that aches to help a telltale heart haunt. Maybe it bothers you because it reminds you of your dust, your skeleton. Maybe it bothers you because it reminds you that your body is actually a closet full of skeletons and secrets so profound, so repressed, that they try to sneak out in your writing, that they drip out of your eyes, hatred. I didn't know where it came from when I first experienced it, and I didn't know where it was going. These questions of origin and destination I did not have answers to, but as I got older, now I know, and I'll share those answers with you. The origin was me, the destination the man in the mirror. From my present to my past, from who I am to who I've been, hatred. And nothing less. No, I will not make a more palatable pick of words, nor shall I mince them, and it's a shame that these days, the simplest words, spoken with even the faintest whiff of conviction, are simply too much for people to stomach. And trust you me, I know my God-guilt tongue could spin a panegyric slickly for the Son of Man, for the sake of man. But that is not what we need. What we need is to deal with what is bitter, what is ugly. See, we thought we could sugarcoat the truth, wrap it up in plastic and ad campaigns, inject it with preservatives. But the fact is, actual chocolate ain't sweet. I'm sorry if my honesty doesn't please you, but please, I need you to hear me. Like you, I once balked at notions of pretty sinners like us in the hands of a God who might be angry. The fact is, John Edwards' prognosis was 100% correct. He was absolutely right. In a world that absolutely abhors absolutes, what a concept. That this vernacular tries to do violence to this type of grammar. It's so possible for one to be so on the money that it lands them in financial ruin. It is so possible for one to be so right that people can't help but want to call you wrong. Like the kid who gets bad marks in all his classes because he's too busy schooling his teachers, and every time they turn to look over their shoulders and double check his answers with their shadows, only to see he was right. Written in black and white, all over their blackboards. And it infuriates them so. It is possible to be so moral that it lands you in mortal danger. Take me, Shaq, never mind the other two. What an unsavory thought. That circumlocution is in fact not your native tongue. We spent so much time talking in circles, walking around bushes for years. When all this time we should have been setting fire to them. Maybe God might speak then. Hatred. From me to the man in the mirror. Hatred from me to the man in the mirror. From my present to my past. From who I am to who I've been. Look. Just take a second and look. Like I said before, actual chocolate ain't sweet. It's bitter. It's so, so bitter. Like the reality is this. It's unfiltered. Like Instagrams hastily taken with your rear-facing camera. And while we're on the subject, I never understood the deal with selfies anyway, because every time I look in the mirror, all I see is nothing to brag about. No achievement, just an assailant. It's like I grimace every time I catch a glimpse of that thing stuck in the glass. Every move that I make, before I make it, it knows it. Like a game of chess with location services secretly toggled on every space. It reads my face like it's a map. Despite my best hope, it knows.